welcome to all. Can you say welcome to all?
I'm Dr. Todd.
Welcome. Welcome to all.
Welcome.
Welcome. Hello, all of you. Namaste, Uncle Ji, Sethi Ji.
Good to see. How are you?
Fine. You're such an inspiration. You spoke really well.
Yeah, trying.
Wow, great. Now, Namaste, Arora Ji. I have seen your videos. Yes, and you will also be guiding us, in this journey. Rajesh Ji.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Definitely. I'm sure the kind of effort you've taken to reach that recovery. You will soon reach your destination. Okay.
I hope.
So God be with everybody. So last week in the first session of this understanding aphasia, we learned about the importance of mouth exercises, how it will help in swallowing and producing sounds, how it will help in improving the quality of speech, and some speech therapy exercises, and some basics of aphasia, the feelings, how they feel, how should we treat them, so and basics like how do we care for them. Today we will go one step forward. This is actually really basic. So as and when we do it with the person with aphasia or our loved one, we can go to the next level. Today it is about cueing techniques in aphasia. How do we prompt a person? How do we help them to speak? I have also shared a video. Then next will be understanding commands. We will see why it is so important. In the very beginning after a stroke, then it is important to give them commands so that we make them understand better and we understand them better. So it is a two-way communication. Then it is comprehension, how much of what we speak they can understand when they watch TV or when they read a newspaper. Then it is about reading and writing, how we start with reading and writing and how we progress with it. It's all about that. At the end of the session, I have shared some links to some videos. So when you all have time, please go through those links. It's about a girl, Sarah Scott. They have recorded 10 years of her recovery. Every year they have recorded probably from the 4th year. So in the 10th year, we can see she is speaking fluently, and it's nice. It's nice to see her progress and her perseverance. And I have shared a video about cueing techniques in aphasia. This is about one Eugene speech therapy. She explains it very softly, slowly, about 6-7 techniques of how we can prompt a person. Hardeep ji, can I share the presentation?
Yes, please. You're already the co-host. You can go ahead.
We will progress with our session. So you are able to view this?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Have you shared the screen?
Yeah, I am sharing the screen.
Yes, now I think it's going to come. Yeah, it's here.
Yes. Okay. So now this is not new to us, that when a person suffers from aphasia, it's about not only about difficulty in speaking, it's about understanding, reading and writing. One thing today we will understand is, along with understanding, it is comprehension. Comprehension, another meaning of comprehension is understanding. But when a person happens to suffer with aphasia, what is comprehension about? So we also give some tips for reading and writing using the normal hand, which we will discuss later. So benefits of reading and writing for communication after stroke. So this is cueing techniques with aphasia. So see, a person with aphasia wants to spell a word. We can see a lot of videos in YouTube where they say they are trying to tell it. It is in the tip of the tongue, but they're not able to spell it. it is just going back. They're not able to find the right kind of words. So what we can do at this point of time, how we can use it? So speech therapists use a variety of different hints known as cues. These cues are also called as prompts. जैसे हम सिखाते हैं ना, जैसे we say we open our mouth wide open, or we give them a clue, this is used for this. It is like that. So these are the most important aspects of a successful speech therapy program, and it is essential to understand the hierarchy of cueing and use cues appropriately. इसका मतलब है, इसका एक procedure है. There are 7 steps. In what procedure, in what steps we have to use first. For example, if I say the first sound, my husband will say the word. But if I say the first word, he will say the entire sentence. Recently, the speech therapist told, so don't give those prompts where he is catching it very easily. Start with something different. For example, I'm just showing you. This is something, okay? This is something. I'll ask him, what is this? What is this?
Money.
Oh, he told money right away. If he is not able to tell the word money, first question we can ask him is, we can tell him, you use this to buy things. Without this, you can't buy anything. Okay? Still, if he is not able to catch, for us, it is little difficult using rhyming words, because for those people who have English as a mother tongue, for us, it is different. They use a rhyming word. For example, it is honey, it rhymes with honey. So they grasp it, then they listen to it. It is something similar to honey. Still, if they are not able to grasp, then we can write the first letter and put dash, dash, dash. See, this is something to do, this word has something to do with this kind of writing, or this is the first sound. And the next we can say is, Akanksha was trying it with her husband very nicely. She was spelling it, the spellings, alphabets. So it is M-O-N-E-Y. What happens sometimes, it is difficult for them to grasp alphabets. Each patient is different, each person is different, and their recovery is different, their injury is different. For example, if I use the first sound, my husband is able to tell. But if I use the alphabets, he finds it difficult. Once in a month, he is able to spell it on his own, but otherwise he finds it difficult. And sentence completion. I can say something like, I need to earn some. What do I need? When I go out to buy anything, I need some. So I can give him time to understand, grasp the word, and tell the word. The next step we can use it, the first syllable, it starts with ma. They may be able to try to grasp the word. And the last method we can try is, we can mimic the word, not loudly. Like just making light sound, but they should not be able to hear the sound. So they may be able to catch the word at that point of time if the aphasia is very severe, or they are in the beginning of a speech therapy, very initial stages. We can say the word. If they are able to repeat the word, that is still very good. If they are able to repeat the word, the next time they will improve. If they are able to repeat the word, please encourage them. They are able to repeat the word, because repeating the spoken word is also a part of speech therapy. That means if they are catching the word, what we are telling, their auditory functions are working very good. They are able to hear and repeat. That is again a very good thing. Please watch this video. She has she is a tutor. She is a speech therapist, Eugene. She has her own channel. This is for cueing techniques in aphasia. She does for autism and various other aspects related to speech. This particular video is for the one for aphasia. Comprehension after stroke. Initially, what happens when we get the person home after stroke, we are in the feeling that they understand everything. But it's not always like that. They may be nodding their head, or they may be blank. We won't know what they're feeling. They are also confused. It is new to them. Though it is a new normal, it takes time for them to adjust with their own physical bodies adjust with their new capacities and also with the communication. They are equally confused and they are very tired also. So comprehension after stroke. Language comprehension involves many different parts of the brain working together. See, when I am talking, my brain, I am looking at the presentation, the signals are going to my brain and I'm using my mouth muscles. I'm talking, so everything is happening without my notice actually. It is happening spontaneously. It is fast and it requires minimum effort. But it is not so with when the person suffers with a stroke. It does not happen spontaneously. Lot of effort is required. 2 days back when I attended the session with Sogoina, she said, very beautifully, I heard the word first time. She said neurofatigue. So I can see it happening with my husband frequently. It is tiredness because lot of effort they are putting to speak, to form the words. Unfortunately, it is difficult to recognize by friends and family members of stroke affected that their loved one has difficulties in comprehending language. I think the family of an aphasia person, the one who stays with them very closely, they might have gone through this. We will be thinking everything, they can understand everything very well. But after a few days, we come to know, no, they are not able to comprehend some aspects of what we are speaking. How to understand, how we can understand or how we can recognize this deficit in them. I'll just list it down. Comprehension or understanding language is important to understand commands or basic conversation, watch a TV, read a book, talk on the mobile, or even listen to the radio. I'll give a small example. My husband, we used to switch on the TV so that he will watch the TV for some time. There used to be regular therapies. He'll get a break. That was what we thought. Initially, I was under the feeling he is understanding everything. After a few days, I just asked him a few questions. He said, Arthaktila, I am not understanding. I really came in for a shock. This was truly a shock to me. Then I started reading and I myself understood first that they will have deficits in comprehension, that is understanding language. It may be hearing what we say, or while they're watching somebody talking, or watching the TV, or while reading. There can be understanding difficulties in all these three aspects. I was searching for a research paper. These particular researchers, they have published language comprehension after stroke, where they have listed some people have difficulties understanding language after stroke. This is true. We have all gone through this. But this has nothing to do with intelligence or not knowing what the words mean. What they're telling is, this is not anything to do with their own intelligence, or it is not about the words. That does not mean that aphasia has affected their intelligence or they don't know the language at all. But it's because stroke prevents individuals accessing those word meanings. Our brain controls each and everything. So when something goes wrong, we know what a fantastic job brain is doing, because the individuals have the knowledge of the language. They have been speaking all these years, but the stroke, the injury, the brain injury is preventing the person to understand that. So this is where we as caregivers have to play a major role. The tips of speaking to a person with aphasia comes here. So speaking slowly to them, or repeating it, or trying to make them understand, or through gestures, or giving them time to understand plays a big role here. This is because the parts of the brain that analyze speech have been damaged. So an accurate message cannot get through. This is mainly because of the brain injury, and the part of the brain which analyzes speech, that part has been damaged. This part is again in the speech center. So this will be damaged. Though they know the language, they cannot understand it. It is not necessary, they don't have a total understanding. It can be partial understanding, whereas in Wernicke's aphasia, the understanding deficit will be major because they would have undergone the damage in the brain which analyzes speech or where there is understanding of speech and language functions. Understanding commands. This is very important because when they have to express something or they want to ask for something or we want to tell something to them, it is a command. A small sentence is a command. So we don't know if they are able to understand or not. We feel they are understanding. I have observed in the hospital, in the ICU itself, doctors try to give small commands. Move your leg, move your hands, lift your hand, lift your leg. I have seen that sometimes they respond, sometimes they don't respond. That is in very initial stages. One thing I want to tell at this point of time is this deficit will improve over a period of time. What I have observed 3 years back, it is not the same today. Today there is lot of improvement. Communication problems can affect the survivor's receptive abilities, that is the understanding abilities. The condition can affect a person's ability to understand what is being said to them or asked of them. Auditory comprehension, that is what we are telling them, or we may be asking them to respond either through a thumbs up or through nodding of head or through yes or no or through some gestures. If they understand, then only they can give the response. Therapists in hospital, rehab center or at home usually give simple commands and check if the person is able to respond to the commands or understand what they are telling. The first thing, in the past 3 years, we have got many therapists coming home. First thing they do is they give small commands and they see if he can respond to the commands. There was one therapist who came home, he gave certain commands. He said, ma'am, he is not able to grasp these commands. We have seen many therapists. There were other therapists who gave him some more complex commands, like there was certain exercises he did in physiotherapy. When they asked him to repeat, he was able to perform and he was able to show those exercises. So then they said, yes, we can go ahead and give him more complex exercises. That is because he is able to understand the commands. Comprehension of speech can be assessed with 1, 2, and 3 stage commands. So it is simple. For example, we can say first stage command is very simple. We can say simply, look at the fan. Are they able to spot at the fan? And then we can say 2 sentences we can join and tell. Can you show me the door and the window? So first they have to show the door and the window. It's okay if they have heard the window first and then they will tell us to repeat. Then they will tell, when we repeat second time, they may be able to grasp the door and the window. In the third stage, we can give 3 commands together. Arrange 3 objects and ask them to pick up. Now I want to give an example. Recently, we met a speech therapist. In the first session, she said, ma'am, do commands activity. Just give 2 steps. All these days, I was thinking, he is very good in doing activity with commands. The day I repeated this activity, then I understood that, yeah, in between, we have to give commands and we have to check with them. Because when I gave 2 commands, it was difficult for him to grasp at that point of time. I'll just demonstrate now.
Shrutiji, at the time you have to switch off sharing so that we can see you. Otherwise, we will not be able to see you.
Okay.
Not able to listen.
We cannot hear you, Shrutiji. You are muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear you. Yes.
Sir, can you see me now?
I can see you on the side screen. I don't know about how others are seeing you. Are they seeing you full screen? I don't know.
Yes,
Let me-
sir, we are seeing your full screen.
Full
Yeah, we
screen.
are able to see you.
Okay. See, I was thinking initially he will be able to do. I thought why she is giving such simple activities, but the day I did this activity, I realized it is very important we do this activity. Pick the pen and the duster.
And pen, paper and pencil.
Okay. Are you people able to see? I told him pick the pen and the duster.
Pencil.
My first word is pick. Pick the
Pencil.
duster. Pick means pick andre
Pen. Man.
pen. Okay. Take the pen and the duster.
Pencil and pencil. Pencil.
Pen.
Pen.
See. Everybody is able to see? I told you, take the pen
Pen.
and the duster.
Pen and the
Duster. Duster. Got it? You were able to catch it? Could everybody see this?
Yeah. No problem.
Okay. So what the activity we think is simple or what we think they are able to do everything, we would have thought about that. That day I realized this is not the case. When I used the word pick, he could not grasp it. Then I repeated with take. Still I had to give him time and I had to give him clues. So this we can do. If they are not able to grasp at all, we can teach them with single objects or small commands. Then we can progress to 2 commands, then to 3. Sometimes the person with aphasia finds it difficult to understand what is happening. What is happening in a TV program, or what is being talked about by a group of people, or what they are reading in a newspaper. As I told you, I was seeing him watching TV programs. Even now he says, I can understand the programs, but not completely. Even while reading the newspaper, this was after 1.5 years, I was thinking that when he is reading the paper, he is able to understand. Then one day he said, no, I am not able to understand. At that point of time, we started with the comprehension activities. So anybody is able to start comprehension activity in the beginning, their understanding and comprehension will improve much more, in a faster pace. And in a group, when people are talking continuously, they just black out or they feel blank. So please make them part of a group or take their opinion about what you're talking. It may be a gesture, it may be a yes, no question. If people are talking in a group, please make them part of the group. Similarly, while reading a newspaper. Okay, so how we can find out how much of what they have read or seen they are understanding. They are seeing a TV program, they are seeing a serial, or they are seeing a news. What we can do is ask small questions to them. Sit with them for some time, 10 minutes. Ask small questions to them. You have seen this. They will say yes or no. Then you can ask them just simple yes, no questions or questions with one word answer. If they have progressed in speech, ask them questions where they can answer in a sentence. So this is depending on their progress level. But for us to recognize what is their understanding of the program or how much they are reading, please ask questions about what they are seeing. Similarly, while reading a newspaper, ask few questions about the article they are reading. They might be reading a paper, they might be reading a book, whatever it is, any resource, you read it first, or you read it after they read it, and ask small questions. Have you read this? Or what is the question about this? Like, for example, we have read a story, The Lion and the Mouse. We have small story books. We read children's story books. So I will ask him a question. The lion says in this book, you are too small to help me. I will ask my husband the question, did the lion tell the mouse that the mouse is very small? But I will break into small sentence. So if he has understood this, he will tell, yes, the lion said. Or you can make even smaller questions, read small questions. Also, you can do one more thing. Small short stories are available on YouTube to understand their comprehension or repeatability. I'm introducing another topic. I've spoken about this in the last sentence. To make them repeat. Small 2 to 3 minute videos or 5-minute videos. These are short stories available in all languages in YouTube. Sit with them, play the story, ask questions about the story. So in this way, their comprehension will improve, and a person who has started speaking, ask small questions, they will answer with a single word, or if they are progressing to phrase level or sentence level, ask them to repeat the story in their own words. Let it be in any chronological order. They may say the fourth sentence first, or they may say the object name first. Ask them to repeat the story. This will help us understand their level of comprehension. We can also involve them in the day-to-day activities. They may be drinking water. We can ask them, is the water hot, or do you want hot water? Or is the bottle full of water? So first they will start with gestures. Then we can help them say words. Or don't keep water at all. They will come and ask water for you, that they want water. First they will tell water. Next they will tell, I want water. If they want hot water, it is very cold. Next they will tell, I want hot water. They may not get the words. They may show with gestures. At this point of time, we have to introduce words and help them say the words. We will progress to reading after a stroke. I have seen a lot of videos where there are persons who are walking very well. I told you about this girl, Sarah Scott. She got her driver's license also. She can drive well, but she can't read. And her writing, she says, after a few years also, she says, my writing is bad. Whereas my husband has improved in writing. So it depends on which part of the brain there is an injury. Stroke often produces reading difficulties. This is called alexia. The brain's left hemisphere supports most language functions, including reading. It is the left hemisphere which has the language function, but right hemisphere does have some normal reading ability. Because of this, a person with a left hemisphere stroke can regain some reading ability via the injured left hemisphere as well as the right hemisphere. I want to explain this point because I met a therapist. She explained how the brain works. When we are small children till the age of 6, the entire brain we use for different activities. What happens is when the child starts writing, at that point of time, when the child uses right hand, the speech center is greatly, we have the speech center greatly mobilized in the left side of the brain. It is the left side of the brain which takes over the speech activity. There are children who start writing with the left side of the brain. It is the right hemisphere which takes over the major portion of the speech and language activities. But since childhood, whatever the children have done, the speaking, the writing, and the language functions, it is retained on both sides of the brain to some extent. So when a person starts speaking initially, he starts speaking from what is left in the opposite side of the brain. It is not the injured brain, it is on the other side of the brain. There are persons for whom there is right side injury, That is, their left side is affected, but speech is greatly affected for them. That is because maybe their right side of the brain has taken over some amount, greater amount of speech functions, and there are also speech centers which are concentrated on the right side of the brain. So what happens is when a person starts reading slowly, they will start producing the speech from the right side of the brain. Simultaneous use of reading and writing approaches is useful in improving verbal skills. Lot of people I met, they said when the person starts writing, the speech will improve very well. So give them to write, let them write, help them to write. To help improve their spoken language abilities and communication skills, it is important to emphasize on therapy that addresses reading and writing also. See, when we say speech therapy, it is not just spoken language. Spoken language is very important because what happens with my husband, he has got some comfort level in reading and writing. If he is not able to speak, he writes the word on a board, then he reads it again. He can read the written word. But sometimes he finds it difficult to speak. So what the therapist is telling you, you can read and write, concentrate on speaking. At the same time, it is essential that we concentrate on reading and writing so that they don't get frustrated, and these skills are also developed. These skills are also important. For example, to send a message or to pay a bill. This makes them more independent also. Language skills are necessary to participate in common activities of daily living, such as reading newspaper. So early morning, the first thing they would want to do is at least turn the pages of a newspaper, or select the menu in a hotel, or texting a friend or a family member. Importantly, people with aphasia often express interest in working on these skills to regain more independence and improve overall communication and social interaction with others. Yes, I feel it is definitely needed that reading and writing should improve to give them some amount of independence. Whether the writing is good, bad, poor, whatever, we have to start off at some point of time with reading and writing. Training the phonological or the sound system to help individuals relearn how to connect the sounds in English to their corresponding letters. Mother tongue, doctor says, some people says, concentrate on mother tongue first because they have been speaking from their childhood and that is the language which comes first. Recently also doctor told me, if you concentrate more on mother tongue, he will speak faster. You're concentrating on two languages. But there is sufficient evidence to say that is not wrong, but there is sufficient evidence to say that multiple languages stimulate other areas of brain which will help them to improve in their language functions. What happens in English is it is better we train them with phonetics. Any language, any speech therapist will definitely recommend to train them with phonetics. Like for A, use A, for B, use B, for C, use K, D, use D. So this is the way we can help them in sounds. This will also help them in pronunciation also, in spelling the word also. What happens with us is, what is the goal of this speech therapy? What is our goal? If the patient is young, we would want them to communicate through writing mode also, or get back to their job, or it's not necessary directly they go back to their job. It can be to help them make more independent, stand on their own feet, go out, manage their own selves, at least in the coming years to come. It may not be today, it may not be as of today, but that may be our goal, that they will go out on their own outside, they can balance themselves well, go out and manage themselves. So for that, English is required, maybe in a shop, or maybe in a saloon, or with a friend, talking with a friend, or sending a message. This may help. What happens with us is, we concentrate on two languages. One is our native language, mother tongue, and the other is English. So as Indians or any other people with aphasia across the globe who recover, I feel it is great. They are doing with 2 languages. For whom English is the mother tongue and which is the major language, they concentrate on 1 language. Whereas we people, we concentrate on 2 languages. I think many people who are attending this session will also agree with me. We are all concentrating on 2 languages. What I have observed is, I have not trained my husband much in writing in Kannada. Kannada is our language. I have not trained him, but he will write Kannada. Somehow he will write Kannada, but we have put effort in English. He is writing in Kannada. Speech therapist says, we give them dictation in 1 language, they write the answer in another language. So this is how the brain works. So phonetics will definitely help them, even if you are helping them with their native languages, even if you are helping them with mother tongue. If you train them with the first sound or with sounds, they can form the word, join the sounds or join the alphabets and form the word. Being able to derive sound from letters and then attach meaning to those sounds are critical skills needed for reading and writing. Yes, definitely this will help them to read and write, especially with sounds or breaking the word into 2-3 small words. Last week he said published. I was teaching him to break the word, a bigger word, and make it into a single word. Earlier, another 10-15 days back, he said another bigger word. He broke it into 4 small parts. He joined the word and read it by himself. This will take time, but over a period of time, it will definitely happen. Breaking a bigger word into a smaller word, not necessarily a bigger word. If we want to speak Rama, even Ra and Ma, we can split and teach them in the very initial stages for them to form the word. Language recovery does not have a time limit as once thought. People with aphasia can continue to make improvements many years after the initial brain injury. I want to tell you one thing, don't listen to anybody. What you want to recover, where you want to reach, please keep trying. It is not the initial 3 months, 6 months or 1 year. Even the session I attended with Sogaina, even she said it is the first 3 months, it is the time period of spontaneous recovery, but recovery keeps happening. I have seen a lot of videos where people keep every year's progress. So it is as what initially it was thought, that was old school of thought, but this is not what it is. Please keep trying and trying. Definitely you will reach your goal. And what is our goal? You have to define the goal. It is small goals, 1 step at a time. Initiating reading after a stroke. This is how we start reading after a stroke. Initially, that is the very first time we are reading after a stroke. They may be reading. It is good if they can start reading. They will definitely like to read and write. So at this point of time, reading comprehension will help. Let them start reading on their own. Then you check what they have read, whether they are able to understand what they are reading. So how we can help them to read? Start with small words in a book, chart, tab, or any resource. It can be a calendar. It can be anywhere, any piece of paper, anything. Start with small words, or it can be even with the alphabets. They may not be able to repeat an alphabet, but they may be able to repeat a word. We can start with alphabets, phonetic sounds. Also, if the person with aphasia is not able to say any words in the beginning, that is still fine. They will say as the time continues, they will be able to grasp, because the brain is also healing and they would have adjusted with themselves. They would have settled down. Slowly, they will pick up one by one all the function, and they will have that energy, that enthusiasm, and they will want to do everything. caregiver has to read it first and spell it clearly. You want them to read a word, you read it and spell it to them so that they can hear it. The next step you can do is please read again with them. Read the same word with them. But to read a word in a book or in a paper or in a chart full of words, they will be confused. I didn't know initially. I started reading with a chart. The speech therapist told me the chart is big and there are so many alphabets in a chart. Do you know if you're showing him a letter, for example, G, do you know he is looking at the letter G? Are you sure about it? So I said, no, sir, I didn't know all these things. So he said, you have to point at the letter G or you have to point at the word. Initially, when we are speaking with them, we have to point at the word. So what we did was repeat this procedure 3 times only in the beginning, not many times, because you have to repeat it a few times. If they are not able to grasp, we have to stop it there. They will become tired. Give them time, pause for a few seconds, go to another word. Please, if they are discouraged, please encourage at this point of time, pick up a easier word or help them with a word they are able to say or do some other activity. If they are not able to grasp the word after a few times of repetition, pause and go on to the next word. Maybe they are able to grasp the third word or the fourth word, but we have to read with them. If they have to pick up reading, if they have to pick up reading, if we read with them and they are going to read along with us, their reading will improve. Slowly they will pick up the nouns. Please use a scale. I think I have used it in my next slide. So if we are reading a story book, please use a scale, or like how we teach children to read. Please use a scale, or please point out with your finger which sentence or which word you are reading and read along with them. It's actually they are reading along with us. When they are able to read words along with the caregiver, we can try to help them read independently in the presence of a caregiver. Once their reading is improving, they will start trying to tell the words by themselves. So we can pause in between and see which word they're telling and help with the words they're not able to read. To keep up their confidence levels, it is always better to keep the words simple. Gradually, small phrases and sentences can be introduced. This is a very initial level. So once they have progressed, we can progress with phrases, sentences, paragraphs, and so on. Tips for reading. Do not try and read when you're tired. This is very important. Speech therapy not to be done when they are tired or when they are upset. Make sure, or it is best to do after they have relaxed, maybe after a sleep or after afternoon session or after they have watched a TV or when they are in a good mood, because they can express themselves clearly. Make sure you're reading in a comfortable and well-lit environment. This is important because if the lighting is good, they are able to do things better. Also with no background noise. I have seen even the cooker, the sound of a pressure cooker or the washing machine also irritates, and he keeps touching his head. Use a ruler. Ruler is a scale. Place it under each line as you read. Because there are 4-5 lines, or there's a paragraph, or there is a paper, they may skip, they may go to another line or another word. We have to point at what we are reading together. This will help you to focus on the line of the text you want to read, and you will not be distracted by the rest of the text. Read a few words in the beginning. It is good if caregiver can note down the words in a book. Those words can be repeated. Yes, maintaining a book will definitely help. You know, if we are not around, we are not able to help in the speech therapy. What I have seen, they will keep a book. He will keep a book. My husband will keep the book. He will, whatever the words he is comfortable, he will start reading it by himself, and without seeing, he can write it on the board. Maybe out of 10 words, usually it is 6 to 8 words that is correct. Without seeing what he has read, It's like a dictation or like a memory recap. He starts writing those words. Stop for 30 seconds or a minute's short break after you have read a paragraph. It is better to give break so that they can relax and are ready for the next set of words. If you have difficulty focusing on small textbooks, get books with bigger text. Yes, this is very important, especially in the initial stages. Or if they like it, even when they progress. Books with bigger size of alphabets. Certain publishers have talking books. Yes, I've heard about this. They have talking books. And if a person has progressed to the sentence level, you can make use of Natural Reader. It is a free app that converts text to speech. I have given the link. Please, everybody can try this. First with the caregiver, then without the caregiver. Even if your speech is good, it has improved to the sentence level. Go to this website, it is free. And there is different types of accents, whichever you feel you can grasp with, and you can select that accent, and the speed also you can select which suits you. If I'm not around, if I'm not able to help him with a speech therapy one day, what he does is he selects a paragraph, maybe in a book or in a Google or a particular article, or it may be related to his work, anything. He puts it on the Natural Reader. He copies and pastes it on the Natural Reader. So there is also a male voice, a female voice you can select. They will talk slowly. You can talk along with it. You please try this. I've seen Rajesh ji and Sethi ji. They have all progressed very well. You can try this. Definitely it will help you, and even others. Akanksha can also try this. I don't know if many of people are aware of this. This will help in speaking. You speak along with it. So for that, our auditory functions also should be good. That means we are grasping what the voice is speaking over there. You can try it. Reading can be slowly progressed to phrase and then sentence level using these apps. There are many apps. Constant Therapy app, the free version we have tried. Tactus Therapy app we have tried. And there are many apps you can download. Before purchasing, be sure you will use those apps. Because I have seen we have variety of activities to do. Even if you purchase things, if you are not able to do it on a regular basis, it will be of no good, because these apps, it will also see how much we are progressing. It will give the progress continuously. But you can try the free versions. Jello app, which is developed by IITians of our country, it has a talk communicator app which converts speech to text and text to voice. So it depends on the person with aphasia, how much he has progressed. If he can talk, it will convert to the text. And if they can talk well, if we can talk well, we can give commands, it will convert that to voice. Alternatively, what my husband will do is, he will ask the children to speak a set of words. He will record it in the mobile phone. He will play it again, and he will speak the same words along with the mobile phone. He will repeat it. Writing. Agraphia is the loss of ability to write. Go to the class. Okay. Agraphia is the loss of ability to write. Do not try and write when you're tired, and make sure you're writing in a comfortable and well-lit environment. Yes, this applies to all aspects of speech therapy. If the dominant hand is affected, it will take some time to write. That is because first they are tired. Second, they have to come to terms that they have to use the other hand to write. Okay. If a person is right-hander, the dominant hand is affected, they have to make use of left hand, and it is vice versa. So we have to give them time, but yes, definitely writing skills will help. A person with aphasia can use the normal hand to write. So try with a marker, pen, tab, or anything. Find out what they're comfortable with. A pen, since they're not writing with their normal hand, they may find it difficult to hold a pen initially because the circumference of the pen is smaller. They may use a chalk. If you have a slate, if there are children at home, we can use a chalk paste. The chalk paste has a wider circumference, or we can use a marker, a whiteboard and a marker. The marker has a wider circumference. Now we have tabs where with fingers itself they can write on tabs. So whatever they are comfortable with, when they feel comfortable writing, they will enjoy writing and they will want to do it by themselves. They will do it voluntarily and they will write more also. So it is up to their comfort level, and definitely their comfort level will improve over a period of time. Start with writing alphabets, familiar names or small words to begin with. First thing they would like to write is their own name or the name of their family members, whether it is right, wrong, or they're not able to attempt at all. It is still fine. They can pick up slowly with the left hand. So we need reading, we have to do it along with them. Writing, we can sit with them and help them with the alphabets or with the chart. They can copy from few words from the newspaper or an alphabet chart, or they can copy numbers or from a storybook, anything. They can copy those words. So to copy, it is essential that they are able to grasp the words. So here, reading comprehension plays a big role. So it may be difficult in the beginning, but we can initiate, we can start off with them slowly, one thing at a time, and definitely they will be able to do it. There are people who would like to use a keyboard. Please encourage them. Let them use keyboard. Whatever the functions they want to use on computer, please let them use it. They can draw. They can use YouTube to play the songs. They can do Google search. Let them do whatever they like. If they like to work on computer, laptop, please let them do it. And they will definitely progress it. It was difficult for my husband initially to use a laptop. He slowly started using it. Then he started searching for all the functions he used to do. When he was working, he used to search for the files, for his office files. The very first day when he came home from the hospital, he directly went to his computer room. He opened his laptop because that was what he enjoyed doing the most. He tried to log in, but he had forgotten the password. He tried to log in his office laptop. He had forgotten the password. Then after a few months, we asked them to reset. When they reset the password, he started looking into the mails, but he knew that was a mail section, but he was not able to read. He just used to open the pages. He just used to open all the programs. He was not able to understand. He used to get frustrated. Slowly he calmed down. Then when his reading functions and his comprehension functions improved, he started reading. He started working. It was not what he was doing earlier. It was something very basic, very simple, because he could not frame sentences. I took permission. Then I started helping him to make sentences. He knew what work he had to do, but he didn't know how to frame a sentence. So we made a template for what kind of situation, what should be the answer. So he started sending messages. So please let them use it. Now at 3.5 years, he is searching programs, he is searching tutorials, and he is trying to do software programming on his own. He may not be very successful, but that is a great progress. Software programming definitely leads a lot of brain functions to go in sync. Some programs are working, some programs are not. But he doesn't stop. He keeps trying and trying. If it doesn't work, now he knows. He searches it in YouTube. If he doesn't get the keywords, he searches. Now he knows to search what kind of keywords if he puts, he will get the result in YouTube or in Google. So it is a gradual progress, but improvement is definitely there. You will definitely see the improvement. Please keep trying. It will help you to pay the bills. So now he pays the bills and anything associated with computer. All these things, programs or Facebook or whatever the videos he sees a new splint or a new exercise, he calls me and shows them, because I don't see all these things. I don't have time. In fact, I really regret, I have not seen Facebook at all for many years. He saw the stroke group on Facebook. He showed me the number and he said, you please contact. So after joining this group, now I feel I really don't know what I have missed in the past. I told, so Hardeep ji, I could not join. He said, you will have lot of programs in future. You can participate. So don't feel bad that you haven't done. But I really felt, now he keeps saying a lot of exercises or articles. He shows me survivor stories. He says, see, they are in a much difficult situation than us. I am better than them. We will try our best. So please let them use technology as much as possible. Get someone else to proofread the work to make sure it is correct and makes sense. Yes, when they start writing independently, it so happens with Wernicke's aphasia as well as with Broca's aphasia. If they start writing independently, please check the words they have written. I give him small word dictations and I give him small sentence dictations. Small sentence is sentence of 3 words. Then we check it and we help him out with the words. If I give him I like something, he would have written I want or I am fine. So he would not have written whatever we have said. So the processing is different. He has heard it correctly, but when he is writing a different sentence. This is not always, but this happens many times. So whatever they write, even if it is 5 words a day or 5 sentences or how much ever they are able to write in a day, we have to sit with them. We have to help them out with the correct word, or he would have mixed the alphabets in the same word. He has tried to spell it correctly, but we know this is the word, but it would have all got mixed up. Dictate what you want to write into a dictaphone. See, these are not the things we use regularly. So since I took it from various websites, I would like to present it here because we will get a lot of ideas, or somebody might have used it, so they can put it in the group. Dictaphone is designed for an individual person. Dictating and mainly taken into use for recording letters or short notes and then play it back line by line and write it. Yeah, like we said, it will repeat what we would have spoken. And it will play back, and this is for people who can speak well. I have seen, just yesterday I saw a video, that lady, she's able to speak well, but she cannot read and write. Her reading and writing functions are lost. So for such persons, they can hear whatever is spoken into it, then they can try to write it again. This will help with fatigue, because if you are planning ahead with what you have to write, so you need not have to think and write at the same time. So this will play back and the person can write at their own pace. They can pause and they can write. Alternatively, a mobile phone can also be used. As I told, we can use mobile phone for simple functions. For repetition functions, mobile phone will be helpful. People may be able to regain some of their writing abilities by working with therapists to relearn how to plan, write, and spell with greater accuracy. Benefits of reading and writing after stroke. Yes, this is very clear. We have seen they will give us, the doctor or the therapist will give us the reading and writing and speaking tests to determine which language processes have been impaired by the injury. Every year, once we visit neurology for a follow-up visit, the first thing he does is he gives him some tests. He does this every year. This has been happening in the last 3 years. So we take his earlier reports and we have taken photographs of what he has assessed or what he has written last time. The doctor, the doctor gives him commands, gives him dictations, and tests his reading, writing, and cognition abilities. And every year he generates a report that this and this has improved. So he is finding this difficulty. So what he says is his understanding is good, but he has word finding difficulty. So this is the way they assess, and this is done by even the speech therapist so that they can plan the therapy for you. Reading and writing will help to regain the lost abilities in speaking, listening, reading, writing, and comprehension. This is very important because there is lot of evidence that if the person writes with the left hand, the right hand is impaired and because of a left brain injury. But writing with the left hand will connect to the right side of the brain, where there are speech centers in the right side of the brain. It will stimulate those centers to produce speech. So writing will definitely help to improve communication. It is an alternative mode of communication, and it will also help you to improve in your speech. There are many people like senior citizens with their experience in the villages. They have seen people, they have told, once you start writing, your speech will improve. Even the Ayurvedic doctor, even she said, give him to write and read loudly. Listen to what they're reading and just let him write as much as possible. Writing will also help to improve speech, but this is the science behind it. It will connect to the other hemisphere where the speech centers are located, and it will stimulate speech. Encourage persons with aphasia to spend more time on improving reading and writing skills, which are needed for social interaction and quality of life. Yes, definitely they will want to send messages. Messages is the first thing they want to do, and also interacting or reading a book. It's not that they want to read and write for a very long time. It is all a part of a speech therapy. Speaking, making them speak for some time, then reading another 10-15 minutes, then writing for 10 minutes. So this is the way, or scatter it throughout the day, but definitely it will help. Writing helps them, as I told you, it is another means of communication. So reading helps them to use, reading helps them to use various communication apps to express themselves better. Once they're independent, once the reading is improved, they can use a lot of apps in which they can work independently. The apps, whichever the apps we are using, or they are available on the Google Play Store, the first and the basic exercises they will give is, they may give a cat and a dog, and they may ask the person to select a cat. I have seen initially, my husband, it was difficult for him to do these exercises also, the basic understanding exercises also, and he has improved over a period of time. So we need to sit with them in the beginning, but over a period of time, one session of speech therapy is fine. If they are able to work with the apps, great. They will be working with the apps and it will be showing the scores. Where there is a problem, we can assist them. So at this point of time, for them to work with apps, reading will definitely help them. These are certain web resources. As I told you, please go to this Natural Readers and Eugene Speech Therapy. I told you tips for queuing. It will definitely help. She has told like phonemic, semantic. I have not told all that. I have just demonstrated all that. And there is this aphasia scripts tutorial. Script matlab, we can take a paper or a cardboard sheet or a book. If we maintain a book, I have done a small script for my husband. My name is Guru Raj. I am 46 years old. I had a stroke. I have aphasia. Just 3 sentences or 4 sentences. This is a script. We can make them practice it and repeat it. Over a period of time, he will be able to tell all these 4 sentences without support. So if we can meet once a month, this script training will help them. We have seen, you can see a lot of script training tutorials. If you just type script training tutorials in YouTube, this will help us understand how the scripts will help in improving speech. And there is one more, management of aphasia techniques by Dr. Sunil Kumar. He is another speech language pathologist. There are 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. This is for basic understanding and also improving speech, and lot of recovery videos also. And one thing I suggest is, please read the comment beneath some of these videos. This will give us lot of ideas to progress, because many people with aphasia would have seen these videos. They or their caregivers would have put some comments. These comments will help us to look into some more videos or to progress also. I have shown you, I have put a video, I have put a photograph of one virtual connections by Lingraphica. This is how people meet. You can key in virtual connections. There are a lot of sessions going on every week. You can also participate according to your time frame. You can register yourselves. It is a 1 hour session. They already have topics. They take 4 or 5 people for certain sessions. They have limited entries because they want to concentrate on each person. I've spoken to Ambika ji. Through Hardeep ji, we will try to start some session like this once in a month. Then if everybody is comfortable, once in 15 days. So we can have topics. We can meet in such sessions. We can see a lot of improvement. Once they meet, when they talk with other people, they will express themselves much better. Over to you, Hardeep ji. Anybody, any questions?
I will just be lot of efforts I can see there, a lot of time taken. And thank you very much. Lot of information there also. And I would say, let us open it out to whoever is here. Let us have some interactions. And let us also talk about how it went and how they would like to see it, next week onwards, how we can proceed further. I'm just, if you can stop sharing your screen, maybe, Shruti.
Yes, I'll stop sharing. I'll just show everybody one small thing. Okay, please see. This is our hall. This is the set of sheets. We have print sheets. While walking around, this is just a new idea. That's all that we got. While going around the house, he will just see the words. Sometimes he will pick the words and he will stop, he grasps the words and he will repeat the words. Sometimes he says sentences. Thank you. I will stop sharing the screen.
Anyone can unmute their audio, video, whatever they are comfortable with. Please share your thoughts. Please interact. We have some more time. We can do that. How to develop this great effort by Shruti further. I must say that great effort. And Shruti, no issue. You were talking about these sessions. We can have 2-3 hours, whatever time is convenient. I will share with you Ambika ji's coordinates also, and we can do that. Anyone, please feel free to talk. Hindi में, English में, जिसमें मर्जी, mute करके, audio unmute करके. Please feel free. I can see Ananti ji is here, Sethi Saab is there, Rajesh, Garima, Rekha.
Yeah.
Please feel free. Yeah. Okay. Good to see you, Ananti ji.
Okay, I had guests in my house, so I was in the kitchen listening to ma'am, and I actually wanted to understand certain things more, but I feel like you said each one's journey is different.
Yes.
So what I feel about Giridhar is he has his cognitive levels, but then he says, "Mujhe samajh mein nahi aa raha hai." I don't know what does this mean.
Yes. I have tasted. Not initially, but later.
Yeah, and he keeps on lamenting. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. But then he understands so many things. I know that. I don't know whether it is because of his anxiety and depression, or he doesn't want to do it out of frustration. Because his right hand is affected. So whenever I make him write something, even with the left hand, he finds it difficult. He doesn't want to do it.
You please give him options, Anandi ma'am. Give him some options.
Yeah.
See what he is comfortable in holding with, because left is not our dominant hand.
Yes.
We are always used to writing with the right. So give him 3-4 options, whatever is available to you. See what he is comfortable in writing with. So once he is comfortable.
No, what I wanted to ask you was, whether there is an understanding or not, or I'm mistaking it. I also wanted to know this, though I feel that he understands.
Yes.
But somebody has to assess that.
I'll tell you, this cognition, understanding, and all these things. Yes, it requires lot of effort, patience, and energy for us with them. It is said that there is no loss of intellect or anything, and we have to treat them like adult. Yes, we have to treat them like adult. I want to make a point here. When the stroke is fresh, we have to treat them like small children. They are our children. Slowly, when they come out of it, we have to treat them like adult. Directly, if they treat them like adult, they are not able to take it. But over a period of time, yes, we have to treat them like adults. But when it is fresh, many people told me, you treat him like a child. Yes, he was enjoying it. Suddenly he changed. And you know, I had to change myself instantly. My father was there at that time. You are treating him like a small child. We used to start fighting. No, no, he requires that. But then suddenly he changed. So I had to change instantly. There is a lot of care and attention, and yes, gradually it will come down, and we are also not able to give that much attention and care. But for writing, please try different things, see his comfort level, and tell him the benefits of writing. Yes, definitely they will catch up, and each person has, as you said, their own journey, and they will take their own time.
Okay. Okay. I also wanted to connect with you individually. Maybe I'll talk to you.
Sure.
You can give me some 5 minutes of your time later.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Thank you so much. It was, I think I missed the earlier sessions, but today I felt that my understanding has also improved a little bit. Like you say, treating him like a child is also very essential, I feel, when it comes to.
Yes. It's very much required. This one point is very important. Initially, I don't know, Giridhar sir, when he had a stroke, but initially for a few days to weeks to months, definitely they have to be treated like a child, lot of care, love and affection. Then we have to make them understand. We have to come out of it. We will work towards it. We can't be like this. It will improve your quality of life. So slowly we have to get them into their adulthood. And yes, they will come back to that. And they would not be wanted to treat it like a child, because I used to help my husband in the bathroom. He used to take help, but now he doesn't want any help. And I respect that. He required full help in the bathroom. We used to go initially. There were days, initially when he came from hospital, there are days when I changed the diaper. That stage is different. Now he wants privacy. Great. I accept it. I appreciate it. Yes. Now he is independent in the bathroom. So there are different stages. There is a lot of understanding that has to go in from our side first. So yes, whatever he wants.
Okay.
That way. All the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was wonderful. Thank you, Sodhi ji, also.
राजेश जी कुछ बताइए आप.
Thank you so much. It is so nice.
आप तो बहुत आगे निकल चुके हैं और आप yes, you will be I'll tell you will be a rock star. You will guide us in future sessions.
Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. But then there is a problem.
What, sir?
If I like almost 1 week of 1 month, I was not practice my speech, and also I was not well, and suddenly the speech is down and down and down. I don't know. And almost today I'm much better now, much better. But I don't know why. You can do it. You can help me, please.
Yes, I will. Can I talk?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Sir, I'll ask you one question. Sir, there are days or there are certain time points in a day when my husband doesn't want to speak. He just wants to be by himself. Has this happened with you?
No.
No, it has.
I am like like talking. I like loving as a love. No, living. I walking, whatever I I can, and suddenly 1 month, suddenly my uh, speech is much down and down and down. I don't know.
Okay. So what I have observed is my husband's speech is not in your level, but I have observed this in him sometimes. Um, yes, I have observed this in him, but when he comes back with a good spirit and with the willpower, why I have gone down, he was able to speak r, la he is getting back, r is gone. So consciously he is working
Yeah.
on that. Consciously he is working on that. Yes, something is missing. I was able to speak r. So let me try. So he is doing those exercises. So he is getting it back. So he was not able to catch some words or speak or try. So he's relaxing. He's doing breathing, slow breathing, breathe out. Just slow breathe in, breathe out. He's relaxing, closing his eyes, just sitting like this, closing his eyes for 10 minutes. He will come back with that energy and willpower that I want to do it again. When he does that, he's speaking sentences, continuously he's speaking sentences. He is relaxing himself. He is resting his brain. He is not doing any therapy at that point of time. He is giving a break. After that, he is speaking sentences.
Okay.
Small sentences, chota chota.
Okay. All right. So I got it. What you're saying actually. अब मैं वही सेम होता हूँ कभी कभी होता है. Like I know what I really want and I how to express my feeling and my speech. But then after, 1 month, I don't know what happened. But of course, now I'm again practice, and again think writing and हिंदी में होता है आ ई ऊ दोबारा कर रहा हूँ दोबारा practice कर रहा हूँ what has happened and also the word I am forget पहले हम थोड़ा सा मेरे को पता है but अभी suddenly दोबारा down हो गया because I am forgot my word I don't know maybe दोबारा काम करूँगा.
That is certainly, I think,
very good job.
interesting. And what you're saying is we can certainly explore that further, Rajesh ji. Ki, what other strategies, thoughts can come in, जो आप कह रहे हैं. Of course, tension has, I was reading somewhere that perhaps thinking or tension has something to do with it. कि जब बंदा थोड़ा tense hota hai, maybe the words don't come and then it kind of forms a loop. But certainly, yes, we can discuss this further again, Shruti ji and myself and others also. Anyone else is having similar situation or has faced similar situation so far? That they were doing fine, but then they went, deteriorated?
Yes, my husband is telling you. You face some situation like that? Yes. So what did you do?
And life, I'm gonna date and wait.
Silence. So he said silence, breathe and breathe.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ TV.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ TV. Otherwise, go take a break, watch TV.
Okay.
Break is very much required.
Yeah. I'm seeing Sethi साहब भी हैं यहाँ पर, गरिमा जी भी हैं. Anyone? Wilson has joined a little late, Wilson साहब. But anyone would like to say something? Share any experiences? Or any resources, any tips that they themselves might be having? कुछ भी आप बोलना चाहें, anything that you want to say, how can the sessions be improved, how going forward, what should we be doing, anything. It's an open session, presently.
Hello, are you hearing me? Hello,
Sethi Saab, yes, please.
hello.
Sethi Saab, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I have problem in holding pen. लिखने में प्रॉब्लम होती है। Although session were good and helpful, and it turned out be in writing. I don't like writing. How to do?
Writing is, you're saying writing की अभी
हाँ,
प्रॉब्लम है, और राइटिंग को कैसे उस पे फोकस किया जाए, राइटिंग की
how
प्रॉब्लम है.
to research, how to hold pen if it is differs.
हाँ जी. Pen holding is also an issue.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
This will-
why now how to hold pen and create interest in writing.
Shruti ji, maybe you have some tips there that. Okay, I think there was some interruption because I'm not seeing him here. Shruti ji is here. What we can do, Sethi Saab, इसमें
Yes.
मैं ख्याल we can, as far as the pen holding की जो बात है, let us see, जो हमारा physiotherapy session, I think Wednesday को होगा.
Okay.
Usme, we can take, maybe I have noted that down, and we can take that as to how to hold or what exercises of hand to do, जिससे कि वो थोड़ा सा improve हो. Rest is, जो आप कह रहे हैं, is an issue of perhaps interest and motivation. So, है ना? That is also that we can probably look into, touch further into. And
okay, thank you.
मैं अपना personal experience ये है कि मैं जिस चीज में interest, as you rightly said, जिस चीज में interest है वो करता हूँ, और दूसरी चीजें मैं साइड में डालता जाता हूँ. ये शुरू से है, सबके साथ होता है. तो somehow we have to create interest. Now in things that will help us going forward. That is, let us see. Let us look into that also. Let us see. That I've noted that down. We will look into this. Wilson ji has raised his hand. Wilson साहब, आप कुछ कहना चाहते हैं?
Yes, sir. To add with Mr. Sethi sir, what I want to, or what I have experienced is definitely there is a problem, or while writing, that my finger, this first finger, it shakes, and I could not hold pen very properly, and it shakes on and goes on, and that is one problem I am facing with writing. To add to Sethi sir, and moreover, as far as my speech is concerned, I don't know how I'm speaking right now, but definitely my speech was very blur at the time when I got the stroke, when I was admitted in the hospital. And one thing what I want to mention year with all the people attending or the experts over here, experienced people, is that I feel that my tongue has grown a little bit. I don't know how it is or what it is, but it has grown. It was definitely on the right side and it was chewed by my right side. But after the stroke, I am feeling that my tongue has been grown little bit, maybe into some few millimeters or few little bit 2 or 3 centimeters, millimeters, not centimeters also, maybe also a centimeter, 1 or 2 centimeter. That is the problem what I'm facing, and definitely this speech is I'm facing. And moreover, while pronunciation of particular words or certain words, what I want to say, that I am not able to say. I say some different word, and that is the major thing what I am right now facing after almost 5-6 months of stroke. Or else, by the grace of God, of course, my appendixes, that is hand and leg, has gained some sort of strength. It is weak though, as compared prior, but I'm able to walk, or I'm able to do a little bit of exercises. Sorry. So this is what
Sir,
I'm facing, and
I can straight away address 2-3 points. I think your speech is wonderful. Firstly,
yes,
but not
yes, sir. I wanted, as you said, at one point that I'm coming little bit late because I'm sleeping. My sleep is good. I don't know. I'm taking some tablet. I told you that at 9 o'clock I have to take Dipran, and Dipran, after taking Dipran, I'm sleeping all night, and whole most of the daytime also 3-4 hours I'm sleeping. So sleep is
okay,
good.
that will be no.
Sorry.
I was talking about your speech. Yeah, your speech certainly is. I would say very well. I don't know how you were in the beginning of the stroke, but certainly right now it is much. I mean I can understand you without any problem whatsoever.
Better.
You know what
Okay,
you
it
are
is better. So thank you.
yeah, what you are
Thank
trying
you.
to
Thank you.
say. As far
It
as
was,
the tongue,
yes.
as far as the tongue increasing length, I don't know, but I am just wondering here. I'm just wondering. I'm just as a
Yeah.
layman, just as you. Is there a possibility that because the muscles are not as perhaps as they used to be, or they are being used in a different manner as before? They were not being used in this manner. Now they are being used in another manner. So perhaps you are getting different sensations than earlier. Just I'm thinking out loud, along with you, because growth of the tongue by something which you can sense. Perhaps it's a sensation which was earlier not there, but now since the muscles and the facial movements are different, perhaps those sensations are also there. Just a thought.
Yes, yes, definitely. Because I, unfortunately, the thing is what I'm facing is, of course, the ear problem, because now after the stroke, more than 2 times, that is the 3 times, I had a ear infection without any reason. So that I had to go to the ENT and take the antibiotics. So that is also one of the concern where I'm my listening ability is quite good, but infection is happening all of a sudden, or very frequently. Now 3 times in 6 months. So almost after 2 months, I have to go to an ENT. So that is one of the problem where that is what I misheard you. Like you spoke about speech, and I heard it about sleep. So it happens sometimes with me. So that is also one of the concern. And what you are saying, I'm agreeing with you that definitely some of the muscles into the throat, or while I'm not having any problem with gulping down, because I've seen many of the people or patients having problem with gulping food or muscle when they eat their meals, and then the internal parts of the tongues might be late
There
part
could
of
be
the
some
tongue might have,
structural, could be some structural
yeah,
variations happening.
yeah, but this is one of the concern. I haven't yet spoken with the neurologist or
Yeah,
my
maybe
physician,
I would,
but
I
I
think
forgot.
once you maybe have a consult, I think we would also like to know more what if you
Ah.
consult a neuro specialist, what does he say?
Yeah.
About this lengthening of the tongue, that will add to our, knowledge and thinking also going forward. I'm seeing Garimaji is also here. Garimaji, you would like to say something? Or we are almost at 7:45, but please do speak something and then we can maybe close the meeting also. Yeah.
For my mother, her swallowing, biting, gulping, all that is great. In fact, even she's saying few words very clearly. Few words, she uses wrong words at the wrong time. And
Yeah.
it has been 1 month and 10 days since her hemorrhage. So I wanted to understand what is the next step at this point when she can hear us properly, and she's saying a few words. Few words she uses wrong at the wrong time. And gulping, swallowing, biting is not a problem. What should we do for the next 2 weeks to move to the next level of speaking?
I think Shrutiji can maybe come in with some thoughts there. Anji, Shrutiji.
Because Shruti she's not able to text or write. We've tried that. We've tried writing with the left hand, which is her, not her regular hand. And we've tried her texting or using her mobile or playing a game on the phone that she used to, or even watching movies, which she used to love. She's not interested.
Okay. Can I come in?
Yes.
See, at this point of time, I feel you said 1 month and 10 days, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, please give us some more time to settle. She is a senior citizen.
She's 60 years old.
Okay, fine. So first thing is, this is a jatka for them, for anybody, in fact. Okay. So since her swallowing, biting, everything is good, she will, once the person starts eating on their own, she will start getting that energy. Then she will get accustomed to her own body, and whatever the deficits is there, then she will come to the acceptance level. Although she would have accepted it by now, still that energy will not be there to do whatever the family members might expect, or even whatever she might want to do, some more things than what she is doing. So slowly she will pick up. Please try with this yes/no commands and the small questions with which the answer is a single word. Okay. So, so you said she is even not interested to watch the TV or whatever she was watching earlier.
Yeah.
So that means she needs more time to settle down with herself and the environment. Though it is her own house, it is her own people, but her body is not the same now.
Right. So for example, Shruti like to take your advice, tomorrow is her 60th birthday. Now we are thinking, should we invite our close family for the cake cutting to meet her? Or should we not do that and call two people to meet her? Because in a crowd, she might feel more helpless, that she's not able to make any conversation. Like, how should we deal with that? That is a problem in hand I have, that how should I make her birthday special where she's not feeling helpless or out of place or awkward or embarrassed?
I think two people coming and going, you just think about it. This is what I have observed in my family. Okay. They may feel tired, interacting continuously. People coming in, going, coming in and going. Everybody will ask, how are you? Yes, you will get well soon. Yes, they will encourage. They have words of encouragement. But since you said it is 1 month and 10 days, and now this is not 1 year time frame. So after 6 months, after 1 year, they will find a lot of difference within themselves and their body and their acceptance levels, their energy levels. They would be sleeping better. So once they start sleeping better, it is different. And the medicines they take, let me tell you, it will make them tired and drowsy. So the lot of difference with themselves. As I told you, same old family, it's the same family, same environment, same house, but something has happened to them, which is not right. And it is a deficit, and they're not able to manage themselves on their own. So the first thing they will feel bad is about the independence, that they're not independent anymore. So I think people coming in, going out at this point of time, maybe to today, to tomorrow, that may be fine. But on the same day may cause some amount of fatigue, or a small group may help her. She may like it, sitting outside for some time, then going inside and resting, small group might help us, small group tomorrow, and small group. You can ask, Setiji is speaking well. Setiji is speaking well. Setiji is a senior citizen. So those thoughts, of that age, he may be able to give some more points, I feel. So I feel small group will be better to make it special. Throughout the day, I think it will be difficult for you also to handle. Large group, of course, maybe not now in COVID times, or I don't know how it is near your home. She may feel tired. She might have accepted it. We don't know their acceptance levels. Let me tell you what is happening within them, what they're feeling. Even today, when my husband is able to express better, we have these communication issues. I have to keep telling sorry. I have to tell him sorry because I have not understood better, but he is trying to express it, or he has had it in him. We have not made him express that. Please take Setiji. Just ask what Setiji will feel.
No, in Corona is on, and Catherine should not be there. It should not be there. And he or she can rest. Why going to med desk, he may be tired and fatigued with action and his mental health be affected. And mental health with a may help.
Right. All right. Thank you.
My husband is telling on his birthday, there were a lot of guests and he felt happy about it. So it is the individual's perspective. They may like the crowd. In fact, they may feel encouraged when people come, because it so happens there may be people who don't like to keep in touch with us when there is a problem or something like this, something bad, not good in the family. There are relatives and friends who don't like to catch up. But so it is individual's perspective.
Right.
No, may use one and the can use phone and interest.
Yes.
And
Yes.
conversation.
via the phone is what Sethi ji is saying. But just my personal perspective here, Garima ji, yes, I tend to agree. Maybe one is the question of fatigue. The 1.5 month right now. I don't know how you have been celebrating it in the past. Maybe little lesser number of people because I think 1.5 months period. That's just our personal opinions. Ultimately, she and you have to say what they are more comfortable with. I think we are almost approaching 8 p.m.
Yes.
Let us close this now. Thank you very much again, Shruti ji,
Thank you.
for your tremendous
thank you.
efforts. And
Thank you.
all who are here, please give all feedback. I will put it on the group also.
Yes.
Please give all feedback. How do we take it further, and what else can we add? I was thinking of adding some. I'll discuss with Shruti also. I have some thoughts. We'll take it up. So
Yes,
thank you
yes.
very much, everyone. Stay
How-
safe.
Thank you,
Stay
How-
Mr. Arjit and Sethi sir,
Can
Shruti madam,
Hmm.
Garima
Can-
madam.
how to get PPT?
Presentation.
Yeah.
Okay.
How-
What we can do that. What we can do is we can probably put it on the site. That's what I'm thinking about, Shruti, with your permission. What I'm thinking.
Yes,
is
yes,
as
yes,
far
sir. Please,
as
please, please.
the PPTs are concerned, we will slowly start putting them on the site and
Yes.
spread out the links. So anyone is, welcome to download. In fact, I'm also thinking maybe
yes.
going forward, translate them into Hindi. That's just my thought also. But we'll see. We'll see how we can do that.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Fine,
you very
sir.
much,
Fine.
everyone.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. All the best,
Thank
Shruti,
you.
and everyone.
Thank
Take care.
you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.